Right? Plastic people.
Plastic people.
Yeah.
And proud to be among you guys. And I've been following with interest, and I try very hard here to keep it to the green. Because the green is where we make our living, and I've been following with interest these. We talked about it last week as far as the EverSource hearings. Now, one of the things, and I thank you so much, Lee Elci, for this opportunity where you and I have been very far ahead of the curve on many, many things. We started with the COVID statistics that were, kind of looking funny, kind of way back when. We started with the Lamont financial arrangements. And then, every once in a while the newspaper will say, hey, I've got this exclusive. Well, no, we had it long before you. Last week we were talking about the fact of where these hearings are really nothing but a plastic show, a sham. If there is not a Chinese wall from, all kinds of financial interference and all kinds of things going back and forth and people involved in all kinds of crazy ways, because what good is it if I'm beating you over the head and I'm handing you money under the table? This makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. So, people, can you finally get it right for the decent people in the state who just want to go over and turn a light switch on and just want to have the internet so they can do business? It's like, if you're going to overcharge me a little bit, that's okay, but just, do it so the whole freaking grid doesn't come down. But anyway, where it starts to bother me personally is that we see some of the most stupid practices going on today nationally. Like you take Seattle, Microsoft, Amazon, Google. Every single night something's happening. Now, these people are not stupid. They're looking at this and saying, do we really, really, really need to be in Seattle? With all this, stuff happening, we could go to other places. Now, if we had a forward-thinking state, and if we had a state that was concerned about building a strong infrastructure, it's like, hey, what can we do to attract somebody like that here? Well, you clean things up, you have better schools, you lower the tax rate, you straighten things out, you make, you give public safety and police what they need. I mean, this is an absolute no-brainer. But no, we do none of that. So, it's major economic industries which we need in this country, or even small businesses. Nobody really seems to care, and, another day in the third world goes on.
It's interesting. No one has said boo about crumbling infrastructures ever since COVID. So it's unbelievable how one thing completely wipes another thing off the front page of the paper, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah, and that to me, and you get so very tired of the thing of, This is so critical. We're going to talk about that in a moment. But all it really shows me is that, a lack of leadership, a lack of vision, a lack of a long view, and a lack of perspective.
Well, because they can only do one thing at a time in Hartford and in Washington.
And not do it well.
Exactly right. That's exactly right.
While our governor is on the lam, apparently, somewhere in Maine, who knows really where he is, the usual theater, kind of goes on here. The truck is pulling up to the dock, and we're getting the kind of the same thing that we do. I want to talk about something today, if I may, called Easy Buy LLC. And I've been working with this thing. I was working with it a little bit last night, and it's absolutely unbelievable. Easy Buy is supposed to be what's known as a reverse auctioneer. They put buyers and sellers together. They're a broker. You have a need, I'm going to put you with someone who can supply that need. I'll take a commission for it. Perfectly honorable business. However, we have now the consortium states, New York, Rhode Island, New York City, Los Angeles, California, and somehow the Cayman Islands. How did the Cayman Islands get there? I do not know. But all of these people are in a, shall we say, a customer base of Easy Buy LLC. Now, the Easy Buy LLC, for some reason, has gone into the business of, quote unquote, they're no longer a matchmaker. They've gone into the business of being a purchaser of items of PPE. $35 million since inception, $15 million alone last week. I mean, think about that. They're crying the poor mouth in Hartford. We've got restaurants closing and all kinds of stuff. But when you start to look into this, thing, beyond what's there. I have a slide, with your permission. I'm going to post it on your stream a little bit later, right from the state business website. There's no contract with Easy Buy. Their words, not mine. There is no contract with Easy Buy. And they make reference to purchase orders. Well, hey, man, that's cool, but, you're spending all this money. You're handing money over, hand over fist. And, there ain't nothing. It's like, what kind of a business practice is that? That's quote-unquote on the legitimate side. On the illegitimate side, we're talking Cayman Islands. We're talking Lamont on the Lamb. Let your mind run wild.
Who is the person in charge of sort of oversight on this? Do we have any ideas?
Well, the purchases, from what I can see, they go for... they're supposed to go through the Department of Social Services. I'm sorry, the Department of Administrative Services. But all of these buys of PPE happen through the Department of Corrections. I don't know the reason for that. If you could give me a business reason for that, or if you can tell me where these, hey, Connecticut people, you listening? Where these purchase arrangements are, please tell me. I spent an hour and a half last night trying to find them, and there ain't nothing there. Oh, and if you really want to take a slap in the head, Easy Buy LLC got a payroll protection program loan. Hey, $34 million.
$34 million.
Get it from both sides.
Oh my gosh. All right, I don't know. I got no words for that kind of stuff. What you find out's amazing.
Either. And the thing is, it's a Lamont deal. Follow the money. Easy Buy is quote unquote kind of whatever you want to call it, represented. Remember Traxon we talked about a while back? That's sort of a marriage maker for private capital. Who is one of the principals in Traxon? Oak HCFT. So if Easy Buy is getting fat, somewhere along the line there's a payday, and it just continues to go on and on and on.
Did you mention who was on Easy Pass's is there somebody as a CEO of that company that has any ties?
You can find that. Yeah, there is. I'll post the slide a little bit later. Right. But people who are running for office, be you Democrat, Republican, Martian. Hey, it's time to get in the game here. It's like, dollars are being, we don't have a contract, we've got nothing. And, I thought government was supposed to be about representing people.
No, it's not. It's about self-service and self-interest. I'm finding it for
self-service and self-interest. Yeah. My very good pal Bob Swick wrote a wonderful editorial this week about, and whenever I do this, it's like, oh, Angelo, you don't care about people. Well, I'm going to mention two groups of people to you. Number one, the disabled, and number two, the elderly. Bob wrote a very good article about how he is hearing challenged, and how when he goes out, and he's trying to listen to like a waitress in a mask, a store clerk in a mask. And, then I have another young lady friend who has respiratory issues, and she can't breathe with a mask on. And, it's like run around, get a note from your doctor. Well, that's real good. Try to find your doctor. And, the other thing that Bob goes on to mention, and actually, does so incredibly eloquently, is, we've got these elderly people. We have them in facilities. I've got trustees and dear friends. I can't transact business because I can't get to these people.
You're right.
It is so inane, and it's like, will you stop with the rap about we're here to protect people? This thing is fraying in both ends, and honestly, I just believe it's a matter of time.
My old man's still in a facility. He's got to be quarantined. They changed the guidelines to 20 days. And he's literally in a town an hour and a half away in a room by himself. Nobody else is in this wing. And he was telling me that nurses come in, they drop, they literally drop stuff. They drop stuff off, and then they leave. And that's the way it's been for him for 2 weeks, and it's going to be that way for another week. No outside contact, no visitors, nothing like that. Nothing. It's crazy. So.
And all you're doing there is just reminding somebody that they're worthless. And from one who's dealt with elderly clients for years and years and years and years, that is the absolute positive worst thing you could do. So people, stop this phony rap. I am tired of it.
All right, brother. Thank you as always. I can't thank you enough for
my honor, my pleasure. Have a great day, everyone.
All right, buddy. There he is, Tony D. I'm sorry about that. In the middle of that, Fox News came on for some reason. I have no idea why, but anyway. Thank you, Tony. You're the best.